Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. OPEC Plus meeting delayed. Oil prices are uncertain. The world's oil markets are a bit shaky right now. This is because OPEC Plus, a group of countries that produce oil, decided to postpone their important December meeting. This surprise delay has made oil prices go up and down, and everyone's guessing what will happen next. OPEC Plus includes the big oil group OPEC and its friends like Russia. They have a lot of power over how much oil is available and how much it costs. This delay is happening while oil markets are dealing with different things. On one hand, there's more gasoline than expected in the US, which makes people think maybe people aren't using as much gas. On the other hand, problems between countries and possible interruptions to oil supplies are keeping prices from falling too low. The delay in the OPEC Plus meeting makes things even more confusing, and it's hard to know what the group will do next. The meeting, first planned for December 1st, was moved to December 5th, and now it's delayed indefinitely. This is the third delay since October, when the group first planned to produce more oil. These delays show that OPEC Plus is being very careful because the oil market is so unpredictable. The big question is whether OPEC Plus will go ahead with its plan to slowly increase oil production, starting with 180,000 barrels a day in January 2025. Or will they stick with the current limits on production? That could keep prices up, but might also lead to too much oil if people don't need it. Whatever they decide will be a big deal for oil prices and energy everywhere.
Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Why the delay? Scheduling problems and shaky markets. The official reason for the delay is a scheduling problem with another meeting in Kuwait. But experts think there's more to it. They believe OPEC Plus needs more time to agree on what to do because the oil market is so up and down right now. OPEC Plus needs everyone to agree before making a decision. With the current market situation, that's really tough. The extra gasoline in the US makes things tricky. It makes people wonder if Americans are using less gas. If that's true, it could affect oil prices everywhere. At the same time, problems between countries are making things complicated. Trouble in places like the Middle East, where a lot of oil comes from, could interrupt supplies and make prices jump up. OPEC Plus has to balance these worries about supply and demand. Keeping production low helps prices, but could lead to too much oil if demand drops. Increasing production could meet future needs, but might make prices fall if demand stays low.
Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. A tough choice. OPEC Plus struggles with production decisions. OPEC Plus is at a crossroads. They have a tough choice to make, and it will affect the whole world's oil market. Keeping production low has helped keep oil prices steady, especially after they fell a lot during the beginning of COVID-19. But it also means there's not much extra oil around, so prices can change quickly if something unexpected happens. The extra gasoline in the US makes things even harder. Some people think it's just temporary, but others think it means people are using less gas. This might mean OPEC Plus should be more careful. They have to decide if it's better to keep production low to support prices or risk having too much oil if people don't need it. The world situation also matters. The war in Ukraine and the penalties against Russia, a big oil producer, make it hard to know what will happen with supplies. Also, problems in the Middle East, another important oil region, are always a worry. All of this makes it really hard for OPEC Plus to guess what will happen with demand and how much oil to produce.
Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Section 4. Lots of gasoline in the US. Trouble for oil prices? The extra gasoline in the US is making the oil market even more uncertain, and it's making things tougher for OPEC Plus. Reports show a big increase in gasoline supplies, more than anyone expected. This makes people worry that Americans might be using less gas. This extra gasoline is pushing oil prices down because traders think it means less demand. Gasoline supplies usually go up in the fall, but this increase is much bigger than usual. This is happening while oil prices were already falling because people are worried about the world economy and COVID-19 coming back in some places. The extra gasoline makes people even more pessimistic about oil prices, and they wonder if there will be too much oil soon. But even with this increase, gasoline supplies are still pretty low compared to normal, especially for this time of year. This could stop prices from falling too much. Also, people use more gas during the holidays in the US, which could use up some of that extra gasoline.
Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Section 5. A complicated situation, things affecting OPEC Plus production decisions. OPEC Plus has to think about a lot of things when deciding how much oil to produce, not just supply and demand. They look at the economy, world events, and even politics. One important thing they watch is how strong the US dollar is. Oil is priced in dollars, so a strong dollar makes oil more expensive for people using other currencies. This can make people buy less oil. How well the world economy is doing also matters. A strong economy usually means people need more energy, including oil. If the economy slows down, people need less oil. The International Monetary Fund says the world economy might slow down, which makes it harder to know how much oil people will need. Problems between countries are also a big factor. The war in Ukraine and the penalties against Russia, a big oil producer, make things very uncertain. OPEC Plus also worries about possible supply problems in other places like the Middle East. The recent US election and the possibility of more oil production in the US under the new president are also things OPEC Plus has to consider. More US oil could offset OPEC's production cuts, making it harder for them to control prices. What OPEC Plus decides affects the whole world because the oil market is so connected. They have to balance everything carefully, and their decisions will determine what happens with oil prices.
Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Section 6. Oil prices are still uncertain. Nobody knows for sure what will happen with oil prices. Lots of things are affecting them, including what OPEC Plus does. OPEC Plus is trying to keep things stable, but it's a tough job. COVID-19, changing demand, and problems between countries all make the oil market unpredictable. OPEC Plus has to be flexible and react quickly to changes. How well they do this will determine what happens with oil prices.
Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Section 7. OPEC Plus is important in the world oil market. OPEC's decisions affect the whole world, not just the countries in the group. They have a big impact on the global economy and how much oil is available. As the world changes, OPEC Plus has to deal with lots of complicated things to stay important and effective. How well they adapt to new challenges will determine their role in the future of oil. The stakes are high, and everyone is watching. SS.